Okay. Heads going live, bullet going live, V-Lock going live, plug going live. Bend your back and bust it, ho. 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 Heads going live, bullet going live, V-Lock going live, plug going live. Bend your back and
Hey, it's your dope dealer, K. Simone.
And it's Jason Johnson, and we're back in Dope in the Garage, where we have dope discussions with dope people. One of the dope people that we have in the garage today is our good friend, a friend of the show, Shantae Robinson.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I am Shantae Robinson, political commentator, community activist, and experts on all things political, environmental, and social.
That's right. So we brought Shantae here so that she could give us the 411 on this upcoming election. Things that we need to know, things that you need to know, so that we're all on the same page, right?
Absolutely.
So what is something that we should be looking for in a good candidate when voting?
When you're looking at a good candidate, think about looking for something that you want in yourself, okay? How would you like to represent your community? How would you like to represent yourself, your people? What are the things that are important to you socially? How would you advocate for your children? For example, you're looking at a lot of candidates that have an influence on what's gonna happen with the school board, what's gonna happen with the social justice system. So think about the things in your day-to-day life, your everyday life, the things that affect you there, and then that's exactly what you want to look for in a candidate. So someone who's honest, and again, not every candidate is going to have a track record because obviously you have new people who are running for various positions, but look at their histories on how they're voted on previous bills, previous elections, because all of that is public information. So that's something that you want to take a look at, and you also want to be sure that you, if there's a new candidate who's never run before, just look at their platform and fill them out.
So, Shantae, let me ask you this question. When it comes to, voting, everybody is looking to vote for the president, but how important is it for us to really vote locally?
It's extremely important. I would say your presidential candidate, for the most part, is one of your least important positions overall, because there's such a great check and balance system that our government has, right? So you have your judicial branch, you have your executive with the president, and of course you have your congressional branch too. So what happens is you have your senators, you have your congressmen, there are other people that make decisions. For example, your senators, to tell you how important this is, your senators are the ones who approve the presidential nominations. So your the real cabinet is approved by the Senate. So again, you have your president who signs off, of course, on bills and things like that. But your local elections, your congressmen, your senators, your city council, your school board, you name it. Those are the ones that are most important. And what's even more important is that you'll have localized laws, bills that are being passed that are on these ballots, So we don't realize how important those are. So it's very important to read your sample ballot and to see what's on that. But your local elections are the ones that truly affect you the most.
And I would imagine a lot of people constantly wonder how, with the last presidential election, how did the president win when Hillary Clinton got the popular vote? And it's because
the Electoral College and everything else.
To come in and make the selection for you because you selected those people. Or didn't, as it may be, right?
Precisely.
Right.
So that's how we have it. The government is set up, those checks and balances. So you have to make sure you vote the right people in office, vote their cabinet in office. And for example, right now we have Joe Biden running, right? And some people say, well, they don't really like Joe, they don't like Kamala Harris, and that's fine. But you're not just voting in these two positions, you're voting the entire cabinet in.
Yeah.
So again, these people making appointments to the Supreme Court, you're making appointments to other positions that directly affect you, your families, your lives. So it's very important to look at the entire ballot and vote throughout the entire ballot.
Yes, and speaking of the Supreme Court, let us definitely show love for the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who held on as long as she could, I could tell.
Yes, she did,
God bless her. What does voter suppression look like in Georgia? What does that kind of look like in the state of Georgia?
Unfortunately, it's very familiar. So voter suppression in Georgia looks a number of different ways. Any inkling of an idea that you have that may prohibit you or hinder you in any sort of way to cast your vote is voter suppression. It looks different as the decades and the days and the years pass by. It looks different. So my parents, for example, voter suppression was look at the jelly beans in the jar, count those, and if you don't guess what the correct number is, then you can't vote.
You can't vote, exactly.
You know, and again, voter suppression looks like today. You walk down the street and you're looking for the mailbox and you want to throw a letter in the mail and pay your bills or whatever you want to do. And the mailbox that you've been seeing for the past 6 years is not there anymore in that same corner. That's voter suppression, because what they are doing is removing many of your blue, common USPS mailboxes so that people in certain areas won't have access to mail out their ballots. So you're looking at that. You're looking at the reduction of polling locations. They're condensing a lot of polling locations. And that's extending the lines, that's extending your wait time because you have an influx of more people.
But here's another one I definitely got to add to that. Every time, like, you always have that issue where the voting machine is down, too. That's always an issue.
That is voter suppression. Yeah. Another form that we're seeing, and this is very important. Make sure you register to vote today. Whether you're registered or not, go and make sure. If you have not voted within the past year and a half, they may have purged you. They've been purging everybody, so go register.
What suggestions and advice would you pose to somebody who does not have a Georgia license?
Yeah, I would say go out to my voter page. So it's mvp.sos.ga.gov.
Okay.
Since COVID hit, they closed the Office of Elections, so people aren't really able to go in there, especially for Fulton County. In the other counties, it may be different, but there's a phone number. If you reach out to the website, they can help guide you on what to do, because it varies depending on your situation, depending on your state as well. So I would say if it becomes too expensive and too much of an issue, I would say mail in an absentee ballot to your state and vote that way for your state that you're currently registered for. The last day to register to vote is October 5th. So we're at a time crunch. And the first day of early voting is October 12th. So if anyone has any questions, reach out again. Check out the My Voter page as well as the Office of Elections. And depending on the time frame, it just depends on the best suggestion for you would be.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's awesome. We want to thank you for coming here for Dope in the
Thank
Garage.
you.
So if our viewers or anybody else out there has any questions, where can they find you?
Yeah, they can find me a little bit of all over. I would say on Facebook, you can reach out to Shantae Robinson, and Shantae is Shantae. You can also shoot me an email at Shantae, Shantae, at redclay-hill.com. Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, there you have it. Listen, I'm going to reach out to you if I have any more questions.
Please do.
So don't y'all be ashamed, or feel free to reach out to her. I'm telling you, it's okay. No. Thank y'all for sitting in with us. We have dope discussions for dope people. Catch y'all next time.
It's that time of the show where we get into our dope performance, and this time we're doing something a little bit new. We got a saxophonist, Mr. Nate Myers, here to perform his original piece, Culture. Bye.